riveting pool party that I just witnessed. We're really flattered you guys came out here. You could have stayed in the sun, but you chose to come here, and it makes us really, really happy. I was chosen sort of a little bit to be the host of this get-together for ladies on the cruise. Of course, it doesn't say we don't allow men here. They just don't dare to come. But anybody is very, very welcome. And I don't know how many of you were there last year at the same meeting. Is there anybody who's here two-timer for the ladies meeting? No? Okay. Well, just know that we had an amazing meeting last year, not in the least because of all the people that came and told their personal stories, which we want to do today. We want to sort of hear from you, the panel that I'm going to announce just now, but also sharing with you and hearing your stories was super uplifting. And the funny thing is they also had a men's hour. They tried to do the same. About 3 guys showed up. It bombed terribly. It was like the worst.
They sat there, nobody said anything.
It's a talking hour, and men apparently can't talk. And I sat next to Michael Lazaroff, and the first thing he said after 5 minutes, he said, "Okay, that's the last time we're ever going to do that." But I want to say that although there's not a men's hour, you can send your men to the equivalent of it, which I now found is the cake decorating hour. I think that's tomorrow. It has Marcus Miller, Alonzo Bowden, Rick Braun, and all these guys. So that should be hilarious. I think we could just have... Okay, that was my short introduction. Now they made me sort of the host, which is ridiculous. First of all, I'm from the Netherlands, so my English is terrible, and I'll probably say really funny things. But we have the wonderful, temporarily sitting a little lower, but that's just for now. She's healing. The wonderful Miss... A fantastic radio personality who I got to meet in the beginning of my career, and she's amazing. She was so many years the host of The Wave. She's the grand lady, how do you say that? The grand dame of radio. I don't think I don't think there's any women who have done more for radio, for smooth jazz on the radio as Pat Prescott, and she's gonna be the real host, ladies.
Give it up for Candy Dulfer, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things I love about these cruises is that, people who you admire as artists and who you met, we've gotten to really be good friends. Yes. Because you get to hang out and have a really, really good time here. But one thing I want to say before I introduce the esteemed members of our panel today, Candy mentioned The Wave in Los Angeles. I also would like to mention CD 101.9 and WBLS in New York. I know some of my New York folks are here. And I spent 23 years on the radio in New York, and also 3 years at WYLD-FM in New Orleans. I don't know if we have anybody here from the Big Easy, but that's where I actually started my radio career. And it's a great thing when you come to these things to see people from all the places you've been. I'm sure you guys have that experience too. But let's meet our panel. They are absolutely amazing. I am so excited about that lady to your immediate left right there, Miss Candy. She is not only an amazing singer and songwriter and pianist, she is a woman of substance. She is elegant, she is classy, but still has that down-home vibe that we all love so much. Welcome, Oleta Adams, ladies and gentlemen. Right next to Oleta, we have a young lady who is with us for the first time. One of the members of the Jazz Cruises staff met her at an event and was so taken by her and by her enterprises that she made sure that she would be on this ship with us. She is someone who was an event planner, who got into doing events that are related to jazz, and then became an advocate for the music, and eventually turned that into a magazine and a whole enterprise. Please welcome Melody Warren from the Jazz M.E.E.
Now the next one I can take on, because we just found a name for the profession that she has. Because I was asking, this is first of all Sandy Shore. She's from smoothjazz.com, the person that keeps smooth jazz alive throughout the whole country. Throughout the world, I have to say. And I was saying to her, like, what is your basically your title or your chief director, and she said, actually I'm a mogul. And I said, you're a moget. She's actually a moget. She does fantastic things for music. I think it's down to her to make sure that people keep connecting with the music. Now it's getting a little harder with all the radio stations, well, a lot harder with all the radio stations disappearing, and she does this amazing job with her team to keep the music alive and make it accessible to people of all ages, all nationalities, and keep that vibe alive, which is super, super important, and we musicians love her for that. So, Sandy Shore.
And don't leave here without getting one of those little cards in Sandy's hand and shaking her hand and becoming her friend, because she's major cool. And finally, we have joining us today as well another fantastic woman who is just doing so much to help women communicate with each other. She is from Over 40 Females. I would never believe that. Give it up for Sheila Agnew. All right.
Well, the thing is that when we sit here and we share so many nice moments together on this whole cruise, there's great music. I don't know if any of you came to the gospel show this morning, saw Oleta. Maybe you saw my impromptu striptease, which I didn't plan on. You didn't see that. I went up to solo, and my cape that I thought was so cool.
So perfect for a gospel show.
In the most gospel show. I was like, really, that shouldn't have happened. And I apologize for that to you and the Lord, but it just happened. But then she came and she saved the day. But the thing is that, I'm a musician, but I think I can sort of speak for everybody that music really brings people together. It does with me and the audience and my friends and the musicians that I play with and the people that I worship, like Oleta. She's one of my favorite singers of all time. But this cruise is so great because it brings everybody together, but not just on this. I was just talking to a lady about that, not just on this level like, oh, it's great music. There's something really uplifting about listening to the music and being here in tropical waters, beautiful. But there's also something that we share. I think that there's a certain level or a certain deepness to music. I don't know if I'm choosing the right words, that sometimes can just grab you, and then you feel that you're not alone, because this is all fun and games, this cruise, and I really hope that you all have a great time. But sometimes we all go through issues, go through things, like sometimes they're like physical, sometimes they're mental, sometimes they're both. One doesn't exclude the other, unfortunately. And I think it's a good day to share that stuff and really be proud that all of you ladies came here. Some of you came with your families, with your husbands or your partners, but some of you came alone, and I always think that's wonderful, because that means you feel at home here and that you feel safe enough to be in this environment and enjoy yourself like you should. So I want to extend a very, very welcome to all of you here today, and I'm so glad you chose to travel on the Smooth Jazz Cruise. And the thing that I want to get into is that we are all, I don't know if we're all over 40. Yeah, we are.
Some of us are way over 40. Remember everybody started confessing how old they were?
Yeah, well, that's a good way to start.
That was kind of cool.
That was cool. We could start with that. You say it first.
I'm 62.
It's crazy. I don't believe it.
Believe it.
I'm 44. You don't have to say it if you don't want. You just give a small guess.
It's okay.
I'm 60.
With your bad
Eternal
self.
teenager.
See, it spoils the whole thing. They believed it for years. Yeah, I turned 60 this year.
See, everybody's more impressed now, Oleta.
There goes the illusion.
It's on the internet anyway.
Thank you! Yeah.
That's funny. I'll actually be 44 in November.
Okay, I'll say it. 50.
Well, I actually, for real, I'm officially known as Mo Better, because I've been there, done that, I know better. So now I'm Mo Better. But I'm 62.
Let's hear it for those 1951 babies.